Well, happy Wednesday. Good morning to you, Everyday Math. So here is our joke. What is the last thing that goes through a bug's mind when it hits a windshield? Any guesses? The last thing that goes through a bug's mind when it hits a windshield? Windshield. A windshield. Well, the last thing that goes through a bug's mind is its butt. That's right, its butt. Alright, a little bit more literal today. Yeah, laugh. Hope you get a good laugh out of that one. Alright, today we are continuing with our balance beam, our idea, but instead of blocks, we're going to actually add numbers. And the really big idea is trying to help you understand that whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. You do things to both sides. So I'm at page 234 in your math journal, and I'm starting at the first problem. We're going to follow this one through, all the way through, and then I'll do another example as well. And hopefully it'll keep the video pretty short. Alright, so what we're going to do is they're going to give us some directions on what to do, and you would write what the problem, how it will change. So I'm just going to put lines, ooh, that's a little lean in. I'm just going to put lines underneath for what the next ones will be, but on your page it's going to have a new scale. Okay, so our first direction it gives us on the left side is it says multiply by 3. So we need to multiply both sides by 3. So if we multiplied this left side by 3, we would get 3x. And if we multiply the right side by 3, we would get 30. So in a sense, we're starting out by working backwards. Just trying to, again, help you understand how these problems work. The next direction, add 18. So I'm going to do, we still have 3x, so we have to add 18. And 30 plus 18 is 48. Okay, simple, plain as just as that. And then our last instruction is it says add 2x. So last one, simple enough, add 2x. We have 5x plus 18 equals 2x plus 48. Now I like to have my x's before my numbers, but you could say 48 plus 2x. You know, both would work. They mean the same thing. You can answer it correctly no matter which way, but I just like to keep my x's on the left side. Okay, and then we're done. So you're just simply following the directions and breaking it down. You're adding it more complexity, and now we're going to do the opposite. So we're going to start with the problem. I'm just going to make this one up off the top of my head. So we are going to start with, actually I can't do that. It might not be correct. So I have to look at my cheat sheet book here. What's a problem that I could do? Let's go with, we're going to work backwards. So we're going to do 8x plus 20. And then 12x plus 16. Alright, we got our steps below. What are we going to do next? So the first thing that I want to do is I want to get my x's on one side. So you got to choose which is going to be easier. Is it going to be easier to do 12 minus 8 or 8 minus 12? I like 12 minus 8 because that keeps me a positive number. So remember, our first step, I'm going to say subtract 8x. So I'm going to put that down here. Alright, so I take away 8x from this side and I get 20. I take away 8x from this side and I get 4x plus 16. Alright? Next step is I want to try to get the x all by itself. Now that I've got the x's just on one side of the problem, I want to get x all by itself. So I want to do the opposite. I see I have this plus 16, and I want to do the opposite of that. So for step number 2, I'm going to say subtract 16. Remember, whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other side. So if I take away 16, I'm left with 4x, and if I do 20 minus 16, I get 4. Alright? We have one more step. So we need to continue to get x by itself. And what kind of math, what order of operation is happening between the 4 and the x? That would be multiplication, so we have to do the opposite. So I'm going to say divide by 4. So if I divide the right side by 4, I'm left with x. If I divide the left side by 4, I'm left with 1. So we know that x equals 1. Alright, and that's really it. That's all the breakdown is. That's what we're doing with these problems. Again, the balance is showing you that each side is still equal. And remember, whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. Okay, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask for help. Otherwise, I will see you in real life. Bug butt.